Digitalization, Industry 4.0, ERP, MES. So are you curious about how these buzzwords fit together? So this is what you will see in the next minutes. Welcome to the show.
Yes, welcome to the Facts on Open Automation show. There's the world of the production floor where people and machines are manufacturing goods in perfect harmony. And then there's the world of order changes, delayed components, quality audits, and tracking of component costs. And someone's supposed to do that based on information out of paper, out of a spreadsheet, maybe with questionable validity. If you feel, hey, Laszlo, that's exactly the way I have to work every day, you are not alone. But we have a perfect solution for you, a manufacturing execution system. What that is and how it can support you, that's our topic today. And I have two superb colleagues from the leading software company when it comes to MES for a high-tech environment, Critical Manufacturing, with me to answer all the questions. So please welcome Michaela Wagner and Oskar Martins. Hello.
Hi, thank you.
I am happy to be here.
Michaela, so what is an MES?
An MES is a manufacturing execution system. So it's a system in your production that is monitoring, controlling, managing, and synchronizing the complete execution of your real-time process. So it supports the transformation from raw material into finished and semi-finished goods. And for modern MES systems, it's typically that they are very integrative, like they integrate with enterprise-level system, with your machines, with your equipment, or other application. So that it means that you have really one system for your complete entire production.
And what are then the benefits for a manufacturer?
So from the very first beginning, you gain full traceability upon your complete production process. And on the other side, you speed up your complete NPI process. And you also gain a complete view of your global production, or you immediately get paperless. So, but be a little bit careful. So companies use production management systems somehow, but they cover only certain processes or are supporting it until a certain degree of functionalities. So compared to that, an MES is a very complete system, and it's full and rich of new technologies, new concepts. So people say it's really the backbone of Industry 4.0.
Yeah, so MES should be a standard nowadays. Oskar, Michaela mentioned other systems. MES is often confused with an ERP. So what is an ERP and what does it do?
Well, I'm glad that you're making that question because in the world of MES, actually, it's a very common one, the relationship between both. Most of organizations, they will use an ERP system to manage different aspects of their business. Things like human resources, finances, customer relationship management, or even logistics. And among other concerns, of course. And this will answer different questions. So, for example, do I have capacity to fulfill the demand for my products in the next week or months? Or do I have the necessary materials? What do I need to purchase from my suppliers? Or on the other side, for example, it's also a good question related to what is the cost of my operations in the last month?
So enterprise resource planning, it's financial aspects. So in contrast to that, what is MES handling?
So MES takes care of dealing with manufacturing operations management. So everything that relates to the shop floor from end to end. So it will answer questions like, what is the work in progress in my shop floor? Or at which efficiency level are my equipment and my production lines operating at? Or on the other side, what is the level of fulfillment of my ongoing production orders? So in the end, the MES will allow you to have a real-time visibility of your shop floor and will allow you to make better and on-time decisions on the day-to-day tasks of production.
Mm. But they both work closely together. How can I imagine that?
Yes, that's probably the most important thing, which is they are more effective when used in an integrated manner. So this two-way communication between the business or corporate planning level and the shop floor operations allows you to achieve an effective management of business processes.
So both are necessary, I understand. What are then the key tasks, functions of a manufacturing execution system?
So Laszlo, to address your question, I prepared a video that will take us through some of the key features of the MES. So, a real-time digital twin of the shop floor to track equipment states. And ability to track all your SMT lines and KPIs. Maintaining material inventories to allow production lines to run smoothly. And also guide the operators through setup and material validation process when they actually start an order. And making sure that the right materials are at the right place and available. At the same time, also validate that the recipes and programs are loaded at the equipment. And in the end, support starting the process in the SMT line, for example. So equipment integration is also a key aspect of the MES that allows to do material consumption real time to avoid any type of disruption in the shop floor. And automatically trigger actions if, for example, inventories go low at a storage location.
Ooh, plenty of use cases, Oscar. I guess we could talk about it a whole day.
That's right. Actually, we have a white paper that explains how the MES can solve 15 different challenges of electronics manufacturing.
Cool. So we will provide the link for that white paper in the description. Thanks, Oscar. Michi, so how can an electronic manufacturer capitalize on MES?
So to answer on that question, so let us have a closer look on the important KPIs we have in our production, like OEE, production volume, the costs, everything around that. So basically an MES can improve all that KPIs, and that's a nice thing. So especially in the electronics, so you can have that cases like a machine is having data and the MES is taking that data, sending it to a rework station, enrich this data with a checklist that it's very easy for this person to execute that activity. So you speed up the process quite fast. So on the other side, when it comes to getting faster in your complete process, also all around analytics, reporting, you have immediately when you click on one button. So you see that you speed up the entire process. So you have benefits in all other areas like quality and maintenance as well. So in general, the MES is really an injection of efficiency and productivity for the entire factory.
So it's ideal for electronics manufacturing. We heard now in plenty of things about MES, but I introduced you as a member of Critical Manufacturing. Who is Critical Manufacturing?
So we, Critical Manufacturing, are a global company and we realize Industry 4.0 for all manufacturers. So with our most modern, innovative and complete MES solution. So due to the fact that it's so flexible and so complete, we really meet our customers' requirements from today and tomorrow. So besides that, we have top integration capabilities. We are part of ASMPT, so what means we really have a deep dive in the SMT processes. And besides that, it's very important also to mention that we are leaders in the Gartner Magic Quadrant, what is a very good reference for all the MES systems. So yeah, that's who we are.
You are a leading company. We mentioned a lot electronic manufacturing. What other industries do you supply with MES?
So besides the electronics or the SMT, we are very strong in the semiconductor industry as well as in the medical or other discrete. So therefore we have, for example, very interesting case studies from our customers, like for example from Vishay. So there we do the implementation of 32 sites and we do the replacement of more than 50 legacy systems. So it's an amazing project. And you will find other case studies in the medical as well. And today I brought a video for you of Preh. So Preh is a very important customer for us in the SMT, who gives you some insights in what we are currently doing at Preh.
Good. Let's watch that video.
Implementing critical manufacturing MES already enabled Preh to have additional visibility over our operations, and also we gain the ability to optimize our processes in the shop floor. I'm Rui Castro, I'm IT Project Manager at Preh Group.
My name is Christoph Rauch. I work as Project Manager in the Global Manufacturing Department at Preh. In Preh we have several production processes, for example injection molding, painting, laser etching, printing, SMT production, also final assembly.
Automotive is a demanding industry and requires IT systems that are always keeping up the pace, delivering the business needs.
Critical Manufacturing is the provider for the MES solution we selected to make a global standard production system. The system will provide to our colleagues at the shop floor right key figures to evaluate our processes and implement improvements based on them.
Managing the project through an agile framework enables us to have functional releases since an early phase of the project. With that, we were able to have multi-site rollouts since the beginning.
One of the strongest arguments is their advanced planning and scheduling tool, which supports not only the long-term planning, also the short-term planning. Additionally, the IoT connectivity they offer is out of the box and they are able to provide for Preh specific developed solutions. Additionally, the experience from critical manufacturing in the SMT and semiconductor industry is a huge benefit for Preh in implementation in SMT area.
Critical Manufacturing MES enable us to have one solution in all productive areas and allow us to have an holistic overview from the different sites' main KPIs. Additionally, this MES has benchmark capabilities such as the fact of being HTML5 based, which make it ideal for multi-device use.
The understanding to work as a team is clearly visible from both sides. For sure, during a project there are always challenges, but up to now we were always able to overcome them together.
We at Preh are confident that selecting Critical Manufacturing as our MES solution partner was the right decision.
So, customer testimonial from Preh, who seems very convinced with Critical Manufacturing MES. Oskar, your latest product, the V9, I watched the video on YouTube. It's very heavy IT stuff and I'm not the expert, so could you explain to me or what would make my IT colleagues in the manufacturing happy about that product?
Sure. Among other interesting features, the V9 of the MES comes back with a manufacturing deployment center. So it allows to deploy software to any site very easily and within minutes. Okay? With this new technology, it's of course very easy to deploy software, but it's another advantage is that you can do it regardless of the type of infrastructure that you have. So either on premises or in the cloud or in a hybrid environment is exactly the same, the way you deploy software packages.
So how should can you tell us a real-life example? How it would
Sure. Sure. So, for example, Laszlo, imagine that you have our MES running in all of your plants, and you have your own IT team building new features for your MES, let's say because you have new business requirements. Once your IT team is done with implementation, they deploy into the deployment center. Actually, they publish into the deployment center, and then each site can, at the distance of a single click, can deploy and have these features into their sites at their own pace, step-by-step scaling the functions of the MES.
Oh, I see. So much easier, much faster to deploy already the latest to all the factories. Well, good. Talking about implementation, let's talk about a practical question. So implementation is the most difficult part for an MES. what would be your three or the few tips you would give our audience to consider about implementation?
That's always quite interesting what we see on the market or in reality. So there are companies really searching around for a very long time. There are other companies with a very, very straight approach, like having a request of information or for information, having a proof of concept afterwards. And there are companies having a kind of a middle way, means they capture their requirements, they know what they want, they know more or less the frame of the MES, and then they start the discussions with the MES vendor. So if you would ask me, the key is really that the organization is ready for the MES. Means that the people are informed, that the organization is informed, that the people are aware that this is not a project where you plug in and switch on the system. It is taking months to do the implementation. So you really need to be ready for the complete project, and then you can start the discussions with the MES vendors.
Good. I have looked through the internet and I found two topics which I would finally also ask you about. One is a buzzword, and we saw it also, I believe, in the video, digital twin. What is a digital twin? Yes, what does it bring it to me?
So that's a good question, because sometimes this is a little bit confusing. So a digital twin is really representing in a virtual way the complete life cycle or the complete real process, the complete execution. So it is not just that it's like a 3D version of my production. No, it is enriched with all the information. It is connected to the equipment. It is bringing all the information in a better way that you can prepare your decision accordingly, right? So you can then trigger, for example, automated decisions, like you can automatically stop a machine, or you can automatically move an ARV from station A to B. So there's a lot of potential within. So it's not only the 3D visualization. So on the other side, besides like making decision better or the decision base better, you have the big benefit that you can use the data for simulation purpose and also for machine learning activities or predictive activities. So it's a huge scope of activities what is within that digital twin.
Sounds like a very cool stuff. And one thing you also mentioned, most companies, they might have or they have to have some process controls nowadays already. It might be a spreadsheet. Mm-hmm. So as a company, I could build my own MES. Why should I still rely on an external MES system instead of a home-built one?
Yeah, we see that companies also quite often. So imagine you start to build a homegrown solution. So you have a certain problem, and with your solution, you want to solve your problem. So then probably another process needs to get in your solution. Then you start to grow the solution. You probably connect to new systems, like a new warehouse system. And then, or the person who was doing the development from the first original solution left the company, no more documentation is there. You see there are a lot of risks or risky topics what comes with a homegrown solution. So if you would choose an external solution, then you don't have that risk of maintaining your own solution. So you don't have that situation that you have information in silos. So you can do a process standardization. And you can also always use state-of-the-art functionalities, and it will always go with the new technologies. So and on the other side, I can tell you, our customers were always afraid that their processes are so special. But I mean, you always take a process, so it's a logical chain of activities that need to be captured. And this is what we do day by day. So we can really take you that fear, because replacing legacy systems, it's an activity what you do hand in hand with the MES vendors.
An external system is always the safer bet. Thanks, Michaela. So those were all the topics for today. I have some final informations for you. If you want to meet ASMPT or Critical Manufacturing in real life, we are available at the following events, which you see on the bottom of your screen in the ticker. As mentioned by Oscar, we also offer you a white paper. The link is in the description of the video. But Critical Manufacturing is also offering a blog where you can find use cases in the electronics manufacturing field. Last but not least, do not forget to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. So thanks, both of you, for being with us. Thanks for your expertise.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thanks also to you for joining us. We will see each other in December. Until then, have a nice day and stay open.